Good morning, students. I welcome you for today's learning. We will continue the last two topics of these chapters, that is division of sectors as organized and unorganized, and the last topic is sectors in terms of ownership. Before learning these two topics, I would revise the topics that we have learned in this chapter 2, that is sectors of the Indian economy. First topic in this chapter that we learned is the sectors and the activities of the sectors, and second topic that we learned is comparing of the three sectors, and third topic that we learned is the share of three sectors in the GDP. So today we have these last two topics to complete. So we go to the fourth topic of this chapter, that is division of sectors as organized and unorganized. So here, to learn this topic, in your book they have given two examples. What are those two examples? That is, they have given about Kamda, one who is working in the organized sector, and Kamal, one who is working in the unorganized sector. So here I have given both names and the benefit of the organized sector and the non-benefit of the unorganized sector. We will learn it here. First of all, when we speak about organized sector, now this is registered with the government. Organized sector is registered with the government. When we speak about unorganized sector, it is not registered with the government. And second thing that we see here is Minimum Wages Act, Factory Act are followed. Here these rules are not followed. Now when we speak about Minimum Wages Act, it is an act passed by the government where anyone who employs anyone, they are supposed to pay a particular amount to the worker. And what is Factory Act? According to the Factory Act, there are some rules for the well-being of the laborers or the workers. So these both things are kept in mind in the organized sector. When we join for working for the employment in the organized sector, you are paid minimum wages, you are paid at least, and Factory Act, your well-being is taken care of. Now here it is not taken care of, rules are not followed here in the unorganized sector. And third thing is fixed working hours. Now when we speak about Kanda, she goes for work at 9:30 and she comes back home at 5:30. So fixed working hours are here. And when you speak about unorganized sector, it is long working hours. Now when we say Kamal, he is going for the duty at 7:30 early morning and he comes back only 8 p.m. in the evening. Therefore long working hours, unorganized sector. And next point that in organized sector is job security. You are assured of your job. You can earn money working in the organized sector. Here no job security. When we speak about no job security, anytime the owner can remove. If they are not satisfied with your work, or if they are getting some other person to employ, then automatically you are losing your job. There is no job security. And fifth point is several benefits are there in the organized sector, like paid leave, PF, Provident Fund, gratuity, etc. are you are benefiting. Paid leave means like on Sundays or any other holidays, government holidays, when you take, you are paid for those days. And also you have the Provident Fund paid. And gratuity leave, when you leave the job, they will pay you some amount of money. And these all provisions are not in the unorganized sector. Okay, now what is our conclusion? That is, Kanda, one who is working in the organized sector, enjoys all these benefits. And when we speak about Kamal, he does not enjoy all these facilities which the organized sector people are enjoying. He can be removed any time from the job, or if he is sick, if he does not go for the work, he is not paid, and other all provisions Kamal does not enjoy. Okay, now this is organized sector and unorganized sector. The points are very clear. You have to learn all these points. And under this topic, you have a side heading: how to protect workers. How to protect workers in the unorganized sector. Now we learn what are the problems that the people face in the unorganized sector. They are exploited very badly. Though they work for long hours, they are paid very less, and long working hours, and also there are no others, salaries are very low, and other provisions they don't enjoy. Now why people are made to join in the unorganized sector? There are reasons. Because in the organized sector, the jobs are not created, or employment is not created enough. Therefore, very slow growth we can see in the organized sector, that the jobs are created. Therefore, what happens? Many of the people are forced to join in the unorganized sector. Now, these things we learn, that in the unorganized sector they are exploited. Now, when they are exploited, now what can we do? The government should take the responsibility to protect these workers in the unorganized sector. Now, how the government can protect these workers in the unorganized sector? There are three things that we have to remember. First, the workers in the rural areas. Second, the workers in the urban areas. And last one is SC, ST and OBC, other backward communities, those who are working. Now, from the 1990, it is observed that many of the organized sectors, when they lose their job, they are forced to go into the unorganized sector. And many of those who are having their small scale industries or shops in the organized sector, what do? They don't register in the government. Why they don't register in the government? Because they wanted to escape paying the taxes to the government. Therefore, as a result, in India, large population forced to enter into the unorganized sector. So, it is the duty of the government. Now, rural people, mostly they are in the agricultural sector. When we speak about agricultural sector, it is not registered under the government. It comes in the unorganized sector. So, when we speak about rural people, many of them are like landless farmers, and those who have small field of land, those who are working, or like carpenters, blacksmith, goldsmith, all those people who are living in the rural areas, these people come under the unorganized sector, and they are mostly exploited. So, what is the duty of the government? How to protect the people who are working in the rural areas? It is the duty of the government that they deliver seeds for the government, and also other irrigation facilities, credit, giving them some amount of loan and helping them, or making storage facilities to store their crops, or making available market outlet easy for these people. When the government does all these, then the people in the rural areas are protected who come under unorganized sector. And it is not only rural areas, it is in the urban areas also. When we speak about urban areas, there are also many people who come under unorganized sector, like small scale industries, casual workers in construction, trade, transport. Now all these people are working in the unorganized sector in the urban areas. Now these people are also need to be protected by the government. Now what is the duty of the government? The government should provide these workers help to get the raw material that they need, or the other things they should provide the market outlet. Then the urban people are helped by the government. And when we speak about scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBC, other backward communities are also very much vulnerable for the unorganized sector. They also do not have the job possibilities to be employed in the organized sector. Therefore, these are the people who are need help, who not only face all this exploitation, they also face lot of social discrimination. Now, it is the duty of the government to protect all these those who are employed in the unorganized sector. When the government provides this help, what will happen? There will be economic and social development. When the government does not help or does not take care of those who are working in the unorganized sector, what will happen? Our country or the economy will not develop. Therefore, the government should take care or protect the workers, those who are working in the unorganized sector. Okay, second topic that we go is, that is sectors in terms of ownership, private, public and private. Sectors in the terms of ownership, when we speak about, there are two sectors, that is public sector and private sector. When we speak about public sector, it is owned by the government. When we speak about private sector, it is owned by individual and company. The government owns the assets and gives the services. Here, the individual or the company owns the assets and gives the service. Now, for public sector, example is like railway and postal service system are owned by the government. When we speak about private individual owning and company, we DISCO, that is Tata Iron Steel Company or Reliance Industrial Limited. Now, these are individual owned company. Now, these comes under private sector because they are owned by the individuals or the company, and railway and postal service is fully owned by the government, therefore, it comes under public. Now, what is the intention of the public sector and what is the intention of private sector? When we speak about the intention of public sector, government gives service to the people, and when we speak about private sector, it is income. They wanted to earn more income. That is what, because they are individually or companily, they are investing the money. As a result, they want to earn more income. Therefore, it is the intention of the private sector. Whereas public sector is fully people centered, for the service of the people, for the development of the people. The public sector gives the service. Now, where do the government get money for this? The government collects the money for this through taxes from the people. And whereas private sector, they do not collect the money from the people, they invest the money. Therefore, as a result, they always expect a more income for them earning. Their intention is to earn more, and government intention is to help the people, to give the service. So, this is public sector and private sector. When we speak about public sector and private sector, today modern government, they take up so many activities. They provide these activities or the service to the people. Why they give this service to the people? Because we need development or GDP growth. When we don't have these services given by the government, there will not be growth in the GDP, there will not be growth in the economy. Therefore, just we will see what are the things that the private will not able to provide to the people. What are those examples? Like private companies, they are not able to provide these services to the people. Like when we speak about railway, construction of road, construction of dams, construction of harbor, all these you have to invest a huge amount of money, which the private sector is not able to do. As a result, who have to provide these? This has to be provided by the government, that is public sector. So, this one thing that the private sector will not able to provide. And second one is, there is private as well as government should join hands for the development. Now what is this, where the private and the government has to join hands, like providing electricity. Now there are industries set up, and if the government is going to provide electricity with a huge amount, what will happen? Many of the small scale industries will close down because they will not be able to pay this huge amount for the electricity. And therefore what the government should do, government should help the private, that is individual or the company, for the production of goods, then this is successful. So this is done by both the private and the government. And third one is, government must spend on these services. What are these services that the government must spend? Like education, hospitals building, and providing the clean drinking water for the people. All these government must spend, and they should provide these services for the people. If they don't provide these services the people, then again we remain stagnatic in our growth in the economy. There will not be growth in the economy. We all know very well that India, the population, most illiterate population live in India. Therefore it is the duty of the government that they pay attention for the educational field. Also we know in the health system also we are very much lacking behind. When we learned in the last topic, that is infant death mortality, there are many children are dying before they reach the age of 1. So government should take into much consideration that they pay attention to the educational field, also health system. When they improve educational field, then the population will be educated. When the population educated, automatically there is a development. The organized sector will develop. When the organized sector develop, automatically the GDP or the economy develops. So it is the duty of the conclude, it is the duty of the government that they should take care, not the educated or the rich, but they should go and take care of the poorest of the poor who are in need of help, who are in need of development. Then we can say that all round development takes place, and the government does invest the money for the development of the India or the economy or the GDP. Okay students, today we conclude this chapter, that is sectors of the Indian economy, and the last topic is finished. Next we will learn from history. All the best. I wish you all the best.